Stan Perrone to speak with us this morning about customer service and some other topics. Stan is the owner of Kesco Electric, and he's had the privilege of turning on the Christmas tree lights at our tree lighting every year. Kesco Electric is a mainstay electric company in town, and I'll turn it over to Stan. Good morning, Stan.
Good morning. Good morning, Steve. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about the 3 C's of business: community, charity, and customer service. And I'm going to have a little bit of humor in this, I hope, to kind of break things up. I hope nobody's offended by potty humor, but I'm a grandfather, so it's hard to avoid. So Kesco Electric and home improvement, I'm asked the home improvement part of it. I don't do myself home improvement repairs other than electrical. But I put that in with the name a few years back because I do construction management and I work with my customers on bathroom remodels, kitchen remodels. We've done large additions and full houses. And basically I coordinate all the trades. All the guys that I work with are fully licensed, fully insured. They don't really need my help. They just need somebody to coordinate and make sure that, like when I call the tile guy, for instance, he said, geez, you're the only guy I do work with that when you say you're ready, you're really ready. I inventory the tile, make sure there's enough there. The customer has picked out the grout is there, and so on and so forth. So these are just little things to run the job efficiently and keep it under budget. Now, on sort of the same topic, probably no big surprise that over the last few years we've done a lot of generator hookups. We've gotten sort of beaten up over the years, and I myself and my wife, Karen, we got tired of dragging out the portable generator and cold starting it and dealing with old gasoline and so it won't start and what have you. Luckily, I'm somewhat capable of figuring out what to do. I learned quite a few things from my father, who, by the way, my father is retired. He was a plumber. And when I was a teenager, I helped him. And didn't realize back then, as most teenagers, how much and how valuable all those lessons were going to be when I was older. And but a little sort of footnote: when I was trying to decide what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I knew I was accepted to Henrietta Technical School, and as you may or may not know, when you're accepted there, it doesn't matter what you think you want to do or you want to be. They encourage us to go through what they call exploratory. So you go and you try every different shop, every trade, drafting, so on and so forth. Lucky for me, they didn't even offer plumbing, but I had already made up my mind because of one day working with my father, and it sort of emblazoned in my mind this day. It was just started out like a regular day, and I'm carrying the tools up, following my dad, and he starts taking the bolts off the toilet, and he puts some plastic down on the kitchen floor, and he lifts this toilet up, and I've seen him do this so many times, and he sets it down on this plastic in the kitchen, and wasn't maybe 2-3 minutes later, I hear this little boy, "Wow, Mom, this is a great idea." You know, refrigerator, toilet. Why didn't we think of this sooner? You know, well, he uses it.
Oh.
And my father cleans off the old wax seal, puts on a new one. He gets everything all ready. He says, all right, I'm going to put the toilet back in place. Luckily, I didn't have to do anything, but I saw his reaction. And curiosity got the better of me, and I went over like, oh, no! So that was it. I'm not going to be a plumber. I made up my mind. And I had perfect excuse, okay? Excuses. Bad incident. And they don't offer plumbing, Dad. Sorry. I'm going to be an electrician. So back on the generator topic, just real briefly. I'm not a generator salesman. Matter of fact, my competition would love to get rid of me when it comes to generators, because what I have found is generators are expensive enough. You don't need anybody else with their hands in the cookie jar. And I was asked to be a dealer by Generac, a manufacturer, and I said, well, okay, what do I get? How much are the generators if I buy them? Well, it's the same price as you can go online and buy the same, as long as you know which one to get. So all I do now is I coach my customers as to which generator to buy. And I tell them where to get it. There's like at least 3 different spots. They're all the same price, websites. You pay for it with your credit card. It's delivered to your driveway, and then I have teams. Let's say I have one guy that'll come uncrate it, put it in place. A propane company that'll come in, hook up the gas, and then we come in last. And after all the inspections are done, it's all done with permits, of course. And do a test run and arrange for yearly maintenance. So it's fully automatic, an automatic transfer switch. You don't have to worry about bad gasoline, like I said earlier. Propane lasts, they're telling me, like forever. And the generators exercise themselves once a week. It runs for about 5 to 10 minutes on the prearranged date or day of the week. So it's a nice system, and the way I do it, I get paid for the hookup. That's what I'm licensed and insured to do, not to sell generators. So I really enjoy doing that. I enjoy helping my customers. And I mentioned this earlier, I've gotten calls like at least twice now, after I've gone through this process and coached my customers as to what generator to buy and what site to go and see. And I tell them, I don't care if you find a better deal, it doesn't matter to me as long as you get this, let's say a 20 kW generator with a 200 amp transfer switch. As long as you get that, I don't care. One customer bought it from Home Depot, and she pays a minimal amount every month, which, okay, fine. We'll do the hookup. It's delivered to their driveway, like I said. Our guys come and put it in place. Propane guy comes, and the prices that I get go right to the customer, no markup. I do the same thing with my remodeling stuff. If I'm going to do a kitchen remodel, I have a kitchen place that gives me 60% off. Top shelf, nice quality, high-end kitchens. And the customer gets that discount. My plumbing suppliers, you could buy a European faucet. Again, it's my price, discounted. The customer gets all those prices. I get a commission when I'm running the job, but that's laid on the table in the very beginning. No secrets, no hidden markups. And all my guys, they bill the customer directly, the tile guy, the plumber, and quotes are written in advance, and everybody knows what's what. It's a lot cleaner, a lot nicer way to run a business, I think. And it brings me to those 3 C's again. So the point is, when you're in business, when you're self-employed, you know, what's the most important thing? It's a satisfied customer. And I can tell you, and I'm not trying to say this to brag, but a happy customer recommends you to their neighbor, to someone else, to a friend. And this is the God's honest truth. I get a lot of referrals. I probably, in the course of a month, a lot of the calls I get are referrals. I do advertising. We're in a Newtown phone book, which a lot of people love. They tell me it's a lot easier than a lot of these big unwieldy books we keep getting. And Angie's List, you can find us. We have a really good rating and some nice remarks. And I have some crossover information websites you can get to read some of the reviews if anyone's interested. So, first C is community. I try to be involved. I'm a Eucharistic minister at St. Rose Church, which I love doing. It's a very important thing and very meaningful for me. You know, and I don't know how long it's been. Someone asked me, the Boy Scouts, and before the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts did the coffee stop at exit 10. I think I've been doing it for 20, 25 years. My daughter and my wife was one of the leaders. They kind of were one of the first ones, I think, to do that. And it's a great thing for the kids. Although they spend the whole night there camping out, but people driving long distances that Memorial Day weekend can pull over, take a rest, have a cup of coffee and some donuts or whatever. And like one of the mothers told me this last time, some people enjoy just talking to the boys, the Boy Scouts, and you know, asking questions. A lot of questions were asked about Sandy Hook. But they're a good representation, clean-cut young men. And I think they get a lot out of it's community service, and they get some donations and stuff that they use for their troops and stuff. But I enjoy doing that, and you know, the community part of it is just, I think, for me, you know, to get involved and kind of give back a little bit. Brings me to the next C, charity. You know, and I know when you're in business, we get calls all the time. Can you donate to this sports thing and this one and that one? You can't do them all. It's just not possible. And everybody feels that their kid's sport, you know, is more deserving than these other things. And once you do one, you're going to do them all. So we try to help where we can, and I guess the last C I've touched on all through this so far is customer service. You know, I think in order to get those referrals, they just don't happen because you're a nice guy. You have to earn them. And earning those referrals, it's calling people back. When they call you, they don't want to wait 2 weeks to hear from you, or when it's convenient or whatever. You got to try to get back to people right away and make an appointment and keep your appointment. Again, they don't want to hear excuses. Another thing I've done since 1978, when we started, I think, if not shortly thereafter, I guarantee my work unconditionally for a year. Now, I'm fortunate that I'm in a business that's like an extended family. Most of my supply houses, my suppliers, they're like friends I've known. Some of them I went to school with and known for years. And it's amazing how many times they've come to my assistance. You know, you get an emergency call like we had 3 years ago with power lines down and people's services down. You know, there's a lot of electricians out there, and they're all calling these guys, and they expect to be treated royally for whatever reason. I don't know. It's like, you know, we all think we're special, but it's like, you know what? Just treat me fairly. What do you need, Stan? I tell them what I need. We'll run it right over. And, you know, again, you earn that. You keep your word, they keep their word. And that goes on, and you can do that good customer service type of thing. And one last thing, and sort of ties in with the guarantee thing. You know, a customer doesn't want to know why the dimmer you put in 2 weeks ago doesn't work anymore. They don't care that you didn't make it and whatever the speech is you want to give people. They just know that they paid $18 or $20 for a dimmer to dim their dining room light or whatever, and it's not working anymore. You got to get over there, and the good thing is I swap it out. My supply house replaces it for me. They deal with Lutron or whoever made the dimmer. Nobody likes to do those kind of things, but you have to. People just simply don't want excuses. I don't at my house. I want something fixed right the first time, and if it doesn't get fixed, I want it done in a reasonable amount of time. You know, everybody does. Let's face it. We're no different that way. So one last, and I promise you this is the last potty humor. I thought I was in the free and clear. I'm an electrician. I don't have to deal with that stuff that I dealt with when I was working with my father. Except one day I get a call, and it's someone's septic pump. So it's in a tank, and I got to take the thing out and change it. The customer doesn't really care. They just want they want to be able to flush the toilet and have it go away, you know. So I change the thing out, and I'm covered from head to toe. So needless to say, I had to burn the clothes. So I think reports were that they saw the flames from the space, the space shuttle. I don't recommend that you make s'mores with that fire, though. I promise you that's the last one of those. I'm not going to do any more. So I've been very fortunate to be in a business that, you know, I can put lights in someone's kitchen, recessed lights or whatever, and I get to stand back and flip the switch on. It never gets old for me. It's just so amazing to just see all the lights come on.
And God said there be light.
Yes. And I feel sorry for people who have boring jobs, because mine, I just think it's so exciting. And I meet, and I think in Newtown, I'm fortunate that there's just so many nice people, and I have some of the best customers, I think, in the world. And I count most of my customers as friends as well. And it's just, it's a wonderful feeling, you know, to have that and to enjoy what you do, and like I said, have that amazing effect.
Thank you. Any
Thank you.
questions for Stan? Any questions for Stan? Great. Well, Stan, it's a great honor to have you as a chamber member. You know, I think you really epitomize the values that we hold in the chamber. it's really just, it's a great privilege to have you here today. So thank you very much for your talk. What I'd like to do is encourage everybody to rise to those standards, to promote the chamber, let your friends know about it. These are the quality type of individuals that we have. Also think of Stan when it comes to electric or generators or any kind of home improvement project that you have. I really appreciate how you do that project management. That's really kind of a neat way to go about it. And also, you know, we have a few more minutes perhaps after the meeting. Feel free to socialize the network. Thank you very much.
I have information up here if anyone's interested.